What are you gonna do?
But Sam is not a traditional billionaire because he
hang out,
believes in the concept of
watch a
earn
movie,
to give, which means his goal
take some
as a
pictures.
human is to make as much money as possible just to give it away.
Perhaps the biggest story of the modern era has been the FTX exchange, its various tentacles reaching deep into the Democrat Party, the WEF, and much more, receiving what appears to be almost zero investigation, as its CEO currently sits in the Bahamas playing League of Legends after having $16 billion erased in value, while somebody allegedly hacked their system and stole hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm sure that totally wasn't him. I suppose I don't know that for sure, but it's awfully suspicious. This story continues to baffle me as our government leaders are more concerned with what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter than where these hundreds of millions of dollars went. And maybe it has to do with the hundreds of millions that were donated to the Democrats by FTX CEO. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just a pleb. By the way, thanks everyone. I asked for some crypto experts to email me and take me to crypto school a little bit about this, and I got a handful of emails that were really well thought out, and I printed them out and I read them on Sunday, and I really appreciate that. I'm weird. I don't like reading emails on the screen. I like to actually make sure I'm, taking a tree down while I'm reading my emails. To be fair, I print on both sides of my paper. $515 million is stolen from collapsed crypto exchange FTX in the matter of hours. But is it hackers or an inside job? New CEO locks down remaining funds in secure storage as FBI called in and amateur sleuths try to track down the thieves. This is, you see, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is in the Bahamas currently, and he went there in his private jet. I thought he was all about the environment. As customers' billions go missing in company collapse. The Democratic darling, whose FTX cryptocurrency exchange collapses amid reports of up to $2 billion in customer funds missing, was spotted Sunday in the Bahamas. FTX underwent a $16 billion implosion amid reports that co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried had been funneling money to a sister trading company run by his girlfriend. Bankman-Fried, who is 30, who has donated a reported $50 million to Democrats since 2020. $50 million in 2 years. Told Reuters that he was in the Caribbean where FTX is headquartered, while a source said the disgraced CEO and his father were spotted hunkering down with cops and federal regulators on Saturday. At least $1 billion and up to $2 billion in client funds have gone missing. FTX, which has filed for bankruptcy, suddenly collapsed, according to a report. Crypto experts on Saturday warned FTX account holders who have their linked FTX accounts to their bank accounts to change their bank account passwords immediately because the accounts may be vulnerable to hacking. Bankman-Fried, also known as SBF, secretly funneled $10 billion of customer funds into his trading company, Alameda Research. It was revealed Friday Alameda Research is run by Bankman-Fried's girlfriend. Two senior FTX officials claimed they saw evidence that money was missing in copies of financial records from Bankman-Fried's shared a company with executive last week. At its height, FTX drew endorsements from NFL legend Tom Brady, NBA superstar Stephen Curry, Seinfeld co-creator Larry David, and Gisele Bundchen. FTX officials have claimed $473 million of its funds were stolen in a hack on Friday night, and they are working with regulators to find out what happened. This guy belongs in jail for the rest of his life. He won't happen, but how many people's lives did he ruin? Bankman-Fried lives in a high-rise apartment in Nassau with about 12 other roommates who CoinDesk reported Friday were more than instrumental in his business. The whole operation was run by a gang of kids in the Bahamas, a source told the outlet. We're on the edge of our seats. It seems like the new bombshell is dropping every hour, cryptocurrency pioneer billionaire Brooke Pierce told the Post from his home in Puerto Rico. I don't know if he's the Madoff of this generation or the Enron of this generation, but a ton of people are very shocked and upset and didn't see this coming. It's going to have a terrible impact on the market as well as for customers of FTX who probably will be lucky to even get a small portion of their money back, and that won't be for another 4 to 5 years at best. Bankman-Fried was the second largest donor to the Democratic Party last year. He is the son of two well-connected professors at Stanford University School of Law. His mother and two Stanford colleagues are the co-founders of Mind the Gap, which Vox called a secretive Silicon Valley PAC, known for its stealth style of quickly gathering donations over a short period to, quote, prevent Republicans from mobilizing their own donors in response. Fried's group also encourages donors to fund the controversial Get Out to Vote organization for the city Center for Voter Information. But Bankman-Fried may have not been motivated by politics. At this point, it looks like Sam was doing all this virtue signaling to hide what he was really up to, Pierce said. His political contributions to the Democratic Party, all his philanthropy, were about making himself look good and buying protection for what looks to be pretty much everyone as a clear-cut case of fraud. Yes. And where are the Democrats now? Arguing with Elon Musk on Twitter. Everything that, quote, everything that everyone finds surprising about the situation is not surprising at all, and it dates back to the 2008 financial crisis, he told the Post Sunday. This is another case of self-interested actors using the appearance of virtue to deflect from the things they'd rather not be questioned about. It's about masquerading as this great moral person, being a large donor to the so-called good guys, and calling for greater regulation in the industry at the same time. It's like tampering with a smoke detector on the airplane lavatory so you can still smoke. Yeah, the FTX fiasco comes less than 2 weeks after the mysterious passing of pioneering crypto developer Nikolai Mushigan, I probably mispronounced that, who apparently drowned in the surf in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Interesting. And if you look, Elon putting this out, he says, was FTX being used to launder money for the Democratic Party? Question mark. That agency, the WEF, sponsored FTX on their website, which has now been removed. Elon Musk replying, a question worth asking. Yeah, it sure does seem like it, doesn't it? Why did the WEF remove this? Why did they remove that? And you see 14 hours ago, SBF tweeted, what? HAP? I don't know what's going on. I mean, all I can say is this guy's, he's got to go to jail. Like, he and by the time he gets out of jail, he's still going to have tons of money. And the thing is, like, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban are letting loose on FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried. BS meter was redlining. Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, tweeted Friday night, FTX meltdown/ransack being tracked in real time on Twitter. As Fortune reported, earlier in the Twitter space, Musk added the following about his doubts by reporting, to be honest, I'd never heard of him, but I got a ton of people telling me that he's got, huge amounts of money, that he wants to invest in the Twitter deal. I talked to him for about a half hour, and my BS meter was redlining. It was like, this dude is BS. That was my impression. Then I was like, man, everyone, including major investment banks, everyone was talking about him like he's walking on water and has $1 zillion. And that was not my impression. That dude was there was something wrong. He does not have capital, and he will not come through. That was my prediction. Mark Cuban said, first, you've got to understand crypto. There's speculation. That's all the noise. Then there's the things that happen with the crypto platform, Voyager, and now with FTX. That somebody's running a company that's just dumb as F greedy. So what does Sam Bankman do? he just give me more, give me more, give me more. So I'm going to borrow money, loan it to my affiliated company, and then hope to pretend to myself that the FTT tokens are there in my balance sheet and it's going to sustain the value. This is obviously Cuban also was accused in a lawsuit of August for misleading investors into signing up for accounts with Voyager Digital, a crypto platform that filed for bankruptcy back in July. These blowups have not been crypto blowups. They have been banking ones, lending to the wrong entity, misvaluations of collateral, arrogant arbitrage, or ARBs, I guess that means, followed by depositor runs, meaning everyone rushes for their money. See long-term capital, savings and loan subprime issues, all different versions of the exact same story. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, this dude is literally out in the Bahamas playing League of Legends right now. And you see what's interesting, you know, Elon's definitely pointing, kicking the bear a little bit. It's interesting to me that our government was fine to let this guy operate, a 30-year-old multi-billionaire, with no oversight. It's because, in my opinion, they wanted that money to keep rolling in, right? I mean, they wanted the billions of dollars to keep rolling in. You see, here's Sam Bankman-Fried's fraudulent FTX got a higher ESG score on leadership and governance than ExxonMobil. If you're familiar with ESG, this is the basically the woke rating that Tesla lost because they weren't playing ball, and say a leadership rating higher than ExxonMobil. It's all a scam. It's like insane just how, like, right in front of the world, right in front of everyone. Here he's actually retweeting Sam Bankman-Fried's fall cuts off big source of funding for the Democrats. Ooh, inconvenient timing. Inconvenient timing, right? Like, it's absolutely insane to me that and this is, you know, I think at the key at the nexus of why he bought Twitter, because he's out here calling out corrupt politicians. He's out here calling out the obvious facts. Are you suggesting the senator will abuse his political power to attack me? He's got people on all fronts that, like, you know, are coming after him, and I think it's awfully telling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it and you subscribe so you actually get notified when I upload the next video, because I do 5 to 6 a day, 6 days a week, and I'm always uploading new ones, so I wouldn't want you to miss anything. Hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you again real soon.